Hello, everyone. I'm talking to you today, both in Twitch, and we're also hosting this stream on our Lab AI server. So, if anybody who's watching the stream in Twitch, sorry, would like to join the conversation, you can join the Lab AI server. You can do that. You can find it here in Lab AI. Then I believe if you scroll all the way down, see if I can show you real quick. You can find our server. But yeah, welcome everybody to today's AI news stream. Let's start. So today we're gonna start with a pretty cool announcement which was done 2 days ago from Meta. Meta had a very good week. So they're introducing Llama 3.2. Mm-hmm. Lightweight and multimodal models, which is awesome. We already had a heavyweight model with the Llama 3.1 405 billion, first of its kind. And now we have this nice family of four models, I believe. So let's see if they have them. Well, let me zoom in real quick so you can see it better. There you go. So yes, they're releasing medium versions with vision, which is 11 billion and 90 billion, and lightweight versions, text only, of course, of 1 and 3 billion, which are meant to go into edge mobile devices. So I think that's pretty cool. Actually, we just had a Llama Edge Runners event, so I believe this opens the door. So maybe in the future, Lab will host a new Edge Runners hack with these new lightweight devices. So even the small models support 128K context, which is industry standard at this point, state of the art in their classes, and on device use case like summarization, instruction following, and rewriting tasks running locally at edge. So let me see, enabled on Qualcomm and MediaTek hardware and optimized for ARM processors. That makes sense. So before I jumped into the next part, which is the medium models, I've been talking about this since forever. So yeah, just a reminder that you guys can drop comments in both Discord and Twitch, and I will be answering them. But yeah, I've been saying forever that small, okay, it sounds funny, but small large language models. Actually, I don't know exactly where the line is drawn, but a billion, it's already quite a large number. But let's say small models, language models, have a lot of potential, and it solves a lot of problems that you have when running such a big model like, let's say, 4 or 5 billion Llama 3.1, and they can perform very good at specific tasks. So larger models, we might have the general perception, and it is true that they're better overall, but they're not generic, sorry, generalistic in the way they're trained. But if I'm using a very big model to do, I don't know, a simple task like summarization, which is a super important task, I can perform the same or even outperform using a small model that has been trained for this specific task. And of course, I'm saving a lot in compute. And again, like it has its own perks. Like I can run it on small devices, like not so heavy, like consumer grade computers, even maybe a like very strong mobile device. But yeah, so yeah, I've been always advocating about this, so I like it a lot. The fact that they're still putting a lot of effort towards these small size models, 1 and 3 billion. But yeah, let's move into the next one, which is 11 billion and 90 billion with vision. So that's pretty cool. I mean, they're replacement for their corresponding text models. I don't remember exactly the size of Llama 3.1. If somebody knows, please let me know. I think it was 70 billion. Um, there was another one. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, but I think I remember 30 billion. With so many models and so many sizes, one is bound to to get confused. Um, so yeah, pretty cool. Now they have vision. They're very good at image understanding tasks, and they can be compared. They perform as good as Claude 3 Haiku. So that's pretty nice. That means there's a very good performance there. First official Llama stack distribution. which will make it easier for people to work with these models in different environments, which is amazing. And they're enabling development of RAG and tooling enable applications, which again, super useful because I mean, language models are great, but they're quite limited if you don't give it access to other things, which is the whole agentic like reasoning and overall like architecture. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna skip these other details. Let's see some of their benchmarks. Okay, so we have MMMU, which oh my god, I keep forgetting the names, but I believe it was something like um, multi no, massive multi something language understanding, or I might be wrong here. I let's see, but basically this is about no, yeah, this is about the math benchmark. Yes, so it performed as good as Cloud Haiku, indeed, the smaller model, and GPT-4o Mini, which is also very very uh, relevant here. I mean, we don't know the size of GPT-4o Mini, but I mean, I assume it's bigger, so that's nice there. Similar benchmarks, all of this is about math, so we can see they perform as state of the art here and here. So MMMU Pro and Math Vista. By the way, I was earlier confusing this benchmark with MMLU. So let's see, image understanding and diagram understanding. Good performance, not state of the art, but I mean that in that like region, pretty cool. And text we have here also like best performance in the 90 billion model, compare even to a 5-shot Claude 3 Haiku, which is important. These tiny notations in the benchmarks are very important because, for example, it's not the same 0-shot prompting that 5-shot prompting. In theory, 5-shot has an advantage, so to speak. So, yeah, this is important to keep in mind when you're reading benchmarks. Some more like benchmarks, same benchmarks for the lightweight models. We see compared to Gemma 2 billion and 5 3.5 mini, both are very good models. And we see some, for example, this one that are like a little bit bold text. That means that they scored the best in this. And we can see they're mainly on the left side, which means Llama 3.2 lightweight models outperform these models that are being compared to, except in these specific cases. Here where we see that 5 3.5, it's actually still state of the art in some of these benchmarks. So vision models, here there's an image understanding demo. You know, by now we are pretty familiar with the whole multimodality use cases and how it works. In here, there's how 8 billion and no wait, let me see, what is this? Powerful teacher models, okay, and can be used to create smaller models, and they use pruning and distillation to get the 1 billion 3 billion models, which I think it's yeah, I mean it's I would say pretty standard practice, but definitely it's something that has a lot of value, and I think that's something not a lot of people do. So synthetic data prompts for the 405 billion, you get synthetic data, and with this you're able to fine tune some models as well as with this larger model running sort of pipeline. But okay, so real quick, here's some summarization demo. You see here the process, inference, summary, and action items, then tool calling. So basically this is a Llama agent, as you can see. That's pretty cool. We have a rewrite demo. I'm gonna skim through this real quick. Just maybe Max, you would want to mute yourself. I can hear some like background noise. But yeah, pretty cool. All pretty cool. And here's the Llama stack for more agentic apps. I'm not gonna go through this because we will take forever, but definitely this whole page is worth reading, and there's more information on their website. So I would recommend reading a little bit about that if you're interested, and staying on updates, sort of speak, or like launch. We have Gemini 1.5 Pro, and I believe also Flash. Yes, 1.5 Flash that have reduced by more than 50% their price, both for input and output, which is crazy. I mean, every time I read this statement, like it doesn't get old. LLMs are really, really, really decreasing their pricing very fast, which is, I mean, great for everybody building with them. 2 times higher rate limits, very nice. 3 times like increase in 1.5 Pro. Faster output, lower latency, awesome, and yeah, overall improved quality in larger gains in math, long context, and vision. So basically, an improved model. You can see in here the performance. I'm gonna zoom a little bit here. So they're comparing it against itself before, so that's nice. You have, well, I'm not gonna read all of them, but you can see they overall outperformed their previous version in all of these benchmarks. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's about it for this one. So for people who use Gemini 1.5 Pro or Flash one, this is great news for you. I mean, this whole like optimizing everything, usage and pricing, I think it's pretty impactful, and it's a trend that hopefully won't stop anytime soon. Now, still about releases and maybe a little bit outside the AI like area, but I mean, we can't skip something as big as this. I am not big into VR, not that I don't like it, I just haven't had as much exposure to it. But I think this is like an iPhone moment for Meta. We're talking like new generation VR. Let's see if there's some more pictures here. Hopefully there is. So yes. So Meta released earlier. I don't remember when actually. I think it's been more than a year, maybe. I may be wrong. The AI glasses, which actually these are these Ray-Ban AI glasses, but all they have it's a camera that you can take pictures with. Maybe you can see if you can see there it took a picture, and you have like a basic AI assistant on it. That you can talk to the same way you can talk to, let's say, an Alexa, but it's an LLM power, of course. Other than that, I mean, it has some integrations with WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook since they're all Meta apps. But you can't do much other than maybe say like send a message to this person. I think the best feature they had was that you can video call someone and you can use the video of the camera and the lenses in the glasses to do the call. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing new in terms of hardware. Like spy glasses have been there. Like I always say, like this that's like secret agent 90 stuff. But these are full on VR glasses. Like for example, yeah, I mean you can see here, they are definitely chunky glasses. Like they're not meant to be aesthetic because you're not supposed to compare them to, for example, the ones I have that I just described. You're supposed to compare them with the Apple Vision Pro, with the Meta Quest. I think 3S is the newest one they release. So those chunky hardware that you had to put in your head to be able to do this is what this is. So even if it's chunky frame, like it's entirely new type of technology. And actually, they talked about that during the announcement. You can find the video on YouTube. Zuckerberg said that it's whole new technology on displays. But yeah, like this is what you see with the glasses, which I think it's insane. And added to that, they have this band right here, which basically, I don't know if they show it here, but it was like a neural link band in your wrist that allows you to like detect this tapping motion, same way that the Apple Watch does, perhaps, and that you could scroll in your hand and it would like detect this and use it in the VR. So I think this is pretty cool. Again, I think this is like huge leap in technology wise. Again, maybe not AI itself, but it has to go a lot in both hardware and software to be able to pull this off. As chunky as these glasses look, this is quite small for everything they have. I'm pretty sure battery wise they're not so good, but I mean it's understandable. Yeah, let's get back a little bit into AI and still more releases, which I find this is a quite interesting announcement, which is Alibaba. That for those who don't know, it's commonly known in at least. I mean, I don't want to make any assumptions, but at least in the West, it's mainly known for the sort of drop shipping. Well, not really drop shipping, but online e-commerce platform where you can buy a bunch of stuff, and it. I think they're mainly you get like providers from Asia, so you might get like stuff cheaper sometimes. But Alibaba has a whole company, technology company behind this. Like we're talking about Alibaba Cloud, which is one of the main cloud providers in the world, and many other things that I'm not gonna list right now. But just so you get an idea, on Thursday, I believe it was this week, no, last week. So yeah, they released more than 100 open source artificial intelligence models, uh, and boosted their own technology. So you don't hear a lot about these models, but models like Quen 2.5, they're relatively good models. I have not had the opportunity. I don't want to talk a lot about their performance because I have not had the chance to use them. But let's read what it says here. So, company also said that their flagship model called Quen Max, which is not open source, um, surpassed rivals as Meta's, Llama, and OpenAI's GPT-4 in several areas, including reasoning and language comprehension. So they're supposed to be very good models. Yeah, there's not a lot more information about the models themselves here. I mean, I'll see if I can find the link where they were released. I did not have the time to get that link to show you right now. But I mean, 100 models at once, it's quite the library of models to be released like in a day. So I think that's pretty cool. Like I've been saying that the whole like yes, there are very, very big players in the whole AI ecosystem. There's leaders in each different, like, let's talk about Gen AI, right? But there's still a lot of competitions. Like, if I think I'm not, I, I mean, I think most people would not believe me if I listed all the models that exist, right? Like, people know the mainstream models, but like, there's really a lot. And again, model is quite like broad word since model can be a lot of things from very, very basic machine learning. But again, focusing on Gen AI, there's really a lot out there. And I mean, so yeah, if you're really into AI, you should definitely look into that because there's a lot to play around with. I mean, of course, Hugging Face, you can find it. Also, Reddit is a great source to find these type of models. Like a lot of people, community is always the driving force of this. So now let's move into next one, which is interesting. Figma, for those who don't know, Figma is a design tool. So you can design applications and web pages and many other things that maybe I'm not super aware of because I'm not a designer, so I have used Figma, but maybe not to its full extent. But they had an AI powered app generator which was removed for copying Apple, and they have put it back. So that's very interesting. In here you can see an example. So you can create wireframes. Um, so they added features to First Draft as part of the relaunch, letting you choose from one of four libraries, whether it's wireframing library, cool, and or some other type of visuals that you might need. Let's see what else. I'm seeing if I can find some more content about the app generation. But if I remember correctly, it was basically to just designers use generative AI to help start app designs. So you just like ask it like, hey, give me an app about this, and it would like create a design for you, which is super useful. But um, users showed that you could make a weather app that was very alike Apple's iPhone weather app. So they explained that Figma was not trained on customer data, but they had to remove it and give it more testing, and finally they gave it back with what it's called this first draft that I was mentioning earlier. So yeah, I mean that's cool. A lot of designers, UX, UI use Figma every day, so I think this is definitely the whole overall tendency of getting AI to help us get from point A to point B much faster. So that's cool. Next one is about Microsoft, and we're talking about updates, releasings. So Microsoft has a very complete generative AI suite, and they have this whole like Copilot built into their products. Oh, uh, so they have released better. I think let me read this: updates and more agents and copilots. Yes, that's the correct statement. So in here, there's a few bullet points with some of the improvements. So they added features to Copilot suite, including adding Python to support Copilot for Excel, brand manager and narrative builder roles in PowerPoint, and the ability within Teams for the Copilot to combine information from both the chat and the voice recording in the meeting, which I think that's pretty cool. I have not seen any other sort of AI meetings recording app be able to do this. A tool to help Outlook automatically organize one's inbox and summarize messages is coming later this year. That's pretty cool. I think Apple released something similar with their iOS 18, so you have the chance to have your notifications in your phone like summarized. So I think this is something like that. Um, it's making its Copilot agents feature generally available. That's cool. Simpler tools for building agents. That's also pretty cool, and several customer examples and statistics showing that they really use like this is really useful. There's a very big demand on these type of products, I think you could say. And they will be still announce some more new features for business, so that's what they call wave 2 of Copilot innovations, but there's more to come. Which again, I think that's a pretty common statement in this whole ecosystem that there's more to come. There's always more to come. And talking about some brands releasing some stuff, we have that uh, Snapchat is introducing AI video generation tool for creators. I think that is pretty cool. You can see here what they release. So I don't really use Snapchat, so I don't really know much about like what they already had. I know there were some few things that used AI there already, but probably it was like built by the people. But they're including these AI like video generation for content creators, which again I just said it. I think it follows the trend that AI is helping us get from point A to point B faster, better. So this is pretty cool. The fact that they're really covering this in many aspects, not just tech people or people that buy such a full like business suite like Microsoft won't get these sort of functionalities. I mean, 5 years ago, no one would have believed me if I said that all of this was going to be everywhere. Like we're talking every application they're building in AI. Actually, after this, I wanted to show another news that for some reason I don't have here right now. So I'm just gonna, well, let's see if I can. Well, no, let's just keep it for now. But interestingly, I'm talking about AI generation. I saw that James Cameron, which is a very famous like Hollywood director, is joining Stability AI's board, which is pretty interesting. So for those who don't know, Stability AI is a company building AI models. They were mainly known for their stable diffusion. They have many other projects, like not projects, products, solutions, however you want to call it. AI video generation was one of them. So it's interesting to see these like these industries, like we're talking entertainment industry, I believe would be the name. and technology, uh, like overlapping in this specific area, like AI video generation. So that's pretty cool. I remember reading somewhere, don't quote me here because I don't remember where was it that like Hollywood overall was embracing a little bit more this whole AI generation. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's move into the next one, which is, I'm gonna keep this short because I mentioned this last time, and we talked a little bit about Apple Intelligence, all the features they have. So if you want to see that, you can watch last week's stream video. It's in YouTube. But yeah, Apple Intelligence is now available in public betas, which is pretty cool. So you can try some of Apple Intelligence features in your phones. I believe it's only available for 15 Pro, Pro Max, and 16 series. I download the beta. It had a few things, not a lot. It has like some features like summarizing, creating like emojis out of like text. It did not have that feature yet, or maybe I did not find it. Some writing tools, so that's pretty cool, and it's available in public beta. So if you want to check it out, there's some restrictions about region and everything else, but there are workarounds. So if you want it, like for example, it's not available in the EU. Uh, I didn't buy my phone in the EU, but then it turns out that doesn't matter because it's where you are. So there, I remember googling it about it. So you might find some resources, but for me, it was as simple as changing the region of the phone, and then all these features became available. So maybe you want to give it a try. But let's change a little bit, or like the topic, and let's introduced this pretty cool initiative called OpenAI Academy, which is basically an initiative to fuel innovation by investing in developers and organizations using AI in low and middle income countries. So OpenAI is launching this initiative to invest in developers and organizations to help like solve problems in their communities. Overall, they will provide training and technical guidance, API credits, community building, and contests and incubation, which I think it's a pretty cool initiative. I've had the opportunity to work in places where technology wasn't maybe as available as most of us assume it is everywhere. So, I mean, this is just a pretty nice initiative from OpenAI side. Staying on OpenAI, we have that they're finally rolling out their advanced voice mode, which was, and it has a new look, has new voices. This is the voice mode that they showed during the GPT-4o demo, which was basically uninterrupted talking with the AI with virtually zero latency. It's been a while. I think this was announced like 2 3 months ago, perhaps. So they definitely took a second to start releasing this feature, but it's finally rolling out. So that's super nice. Expanded to a set of ChatGPT's paying customers, unfortunately, and I believe they will. Okay, so now initially roll out to ChatGPT Plus and Team Tiers, Enterprise, and Education customers will start receiving access next week. So you do need to be a paying customer to get this feature. So for those who you are, you're lucky, and for those who you're not, they're probably gonna make it available for everybody at some point. I mean that seems to be the trend here, but you might have to wait a little bit. Okay, so staying on ChatGPT features sort of thing, there was this unrequested feature which apparently was happening to some users where ChatGPT would ask something, would prompt them or message them unprompted. So let's see in here some Reddit users starting like sharing what happened. So for example, the okay, I hate these pop-ups. Yes, it's let me see if I can close this one too. Yes. So the message was, "How was your first week at high school? Did you settle in well?" And then the user was like, "Did you just message me first?" And ChatGPT answered, "Yes, I did. I just wanted to check in and see how things went with your first week of high school. If you'd rather initiate the conversation yourself, just let me know. And of course, the screenshots of this went viral because imagine ChatGPT just checking in on you. How are you doing? Let's remember that ChatGPT has some memory built in, so he probably mentioned at some point that he had his first week of school, but still definitely strange. I wasn't sure if it was real, but now OpenAI has acknowledged that it happened and it was an issue, and they addressed the issue where ChatGPT was starting conversations unrequested. So this issue happened when the model was trying to respond to the message that didn't send properly and appeared blank. As a result, it either gave a generic response or drew on ChatGPT's memories. So yeah, apparently there was some sort of empty API request towards the model, and so it would answer something, "Hey, how can I help you?" Or like I mentioned before, it has some memory that about the interaction, so it would take from there and ask how was your first week at school, which was pretty creepy if I can say, because imagine AI just like talking to you unannounced. I mean, definitely that's gonna be a thing eventually, but I don't think we're there yet. So I would be spooked too. And almost last one about OpenAI. I mean, last one about OpenAI, but I'll mention something also at the end, and is that OpenAI CTO is leaving. With, I believe it was also two other senior researchers were leaving as well. Two other company leaders are also out. Um, this is all happening at the same time that OpenAI is looking to restructure itself to become a for-profit organization. Um, I mean, there's a lot of speculation. She said that she's stepping away because she wants time to create and space to do her own exploration. So she, like, they're taking it, of course, smoothly, change and so on. I believe Sam Altman said that leadership changes are a natural part of companies, especially companies that grow so quickly and are so demanding. I obviously won't pretend it's natural for this one to be so abrupt, but we are not a normal company. So, I mean, that is true. OpenAI is one of a kind type of company. There has previously been some like shaky things going on in their boards and their leadership. We remember the whole Sam Altman incident last year. And there's also like some talks. I mean, I don't know how like true this is about Sam Altman getting a 7% equity stake if the company or as the company restructures to become a for-profit business. So in here there's the memo to employees. I won't read it out loud. It's quite long. She was in OpenAI for 6.5 years. So also there's Sam Altman's memo. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it in news for OpenAI. And actually, that's about it in the news we're gonna see today. I thought it was gonna be shorter because we did one last week, but I have this ability to talk and talk. So last thing I wanted to share with everybody is this pretty cool hack that LabLab AI we're hosting, and it's called Reasoning with O1. But the amazing thing about this is that we are offering, in partnership with AI/ML API, 1,000 API keys to get access to the O1 models. That, for those who don't know, they're very limited. Like the access overall is very limited. You can only get direct access from OpenAI if you're a tier 5 customer, which means that you would spend $1,000+ and that you have a billing history for over 30 days. So there are other ways to get access to this. Like in AI/ML API platform, they offer access to this, but of course you have to pay. And O1 models are the most expensive models. The pricing directly from OpenAI is, I believe, $60 and $15 for input and output. I think I flipped those two, but those are the pricing. And for O1 Mini is like 3 or maybe 5 and 15. I might be wrong. But yeah, you can apply for a seat in the hack. Of course, you would be applying for one API key for $20 to get access to O1 and O1 O1 preview and O1 mini. So in here, there's a quick guide on how can you access and who can access these models. Even for the people who are paying ChatGPT Plus, and they can use it through the ChatGPT interface, they're capped to 30 messages per week, which is quite like not a lot. And in here you can see the prices. I stand corrected. It was 15, 60, and 3 and 12. So yeah, I just wanted to invite everybody to join the hack. And that's it for today. So hopefully see you not next week, in 2 weeks, or see you in the hack. So thank you for being here.